Okay. Welcome, everyone, to our September Prayers for Humanity. I know we did not have one in August, but as many of you may know, my other sister priestess friend and I, Lori Appleby, and I were doing a weekend retreat, and we were preparing for that. So this was the soonest time that Corey and I can work together and all of that. So this month's theme is dissolving dystopian timelines. And I'm going to get into that more in a little bit. But right now, what we're going to do is a song. It's called We Shall Be Known by Mamuse. It's at the top of the chat if you would like to grab that title, if you like it once you hear this. It's not really a dance tune, but certainly feel free to get up and dance. It can be a real meditative, reflective, tuning into the heart, tuning into the intention, because I really felt like this song spoke to the greater intention of our choosing a higher timeline, of our choosing to withdraw our energies, our creative potency from the dystopian timelines, that they dissolve because they're no longer fed by our energies. So this sort of aligns with that, doesn't speak directly to it, but energetically I feel you'll receive the signature. So let's everybody just take a deep breath together, breathing in and breathing out to settle into your present moment awareness, your body, your space here now, and let us receive the beautiful words to this song, We Shall Be Known.
Shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle round to tend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now. It is time now that we thrive. It is time we lead ourselves into the well. It is time now, and what a time to be alive. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle round to tend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now. It is time now that we thrive. It is time we lead ourselves into the well. It is time now, and what a time to be alive. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle round to tend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now. It is time now that we thrive. It is time we lead ourselves into the well. It is time now, and what a time to be alive. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love.
I see cheers happening. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for joining me in that prayerful song. I'm kind of sensitive today. So, okay. We have come to this gathering to support a planetary ascension timeline through a loving dissolution of those possible futures which do not serve life and cannot ascend with us in any case. So welcome to Prayers for Humanity, Dissolving Dystopian Timeline, September 1st, 2023. I would like to introduce myself and my dear co-host, sister priestess friend, Koryanka. So most of you probably all know me already, but just in case there's someone who sees this who doesn't, or is joining us who doesn't, my name is DelVecchio. I've been a priestess for about almost 39 years now. And I have been blessed with the great gift of returning to this role after long years wandering in the deserts of uncertainty, of trying to achieve in the 3D world, of, just being lost in the matrix of the 3D. And since my return to the path in 2016, I would say, ish, yeah. So 2016 October in Bali, where I was guided back into the leadership I had intended for this lifetime at a soul level. So I've been very blessed with being able to found and lead the annual Return of the Priestess series, which lets me connect with sacred feminine leaders all around the planet, whether they define themselves or identify as priestesses or not. Leaders who are carrying and holding a frequency that is in support of what we are collectively here to do on this planet, which is to raise up the planetary frequency to love. There's a lot of other things I could say about myself, the work I do with women individually and collectively. For now, though, I just want to shift because there's a lot I want to share with you today in a beautiful guided meditation that I feel is going to come through to support our intention. So let me shift over to reintroduce you to our dear Koryanka, who is an Incan high priestess, a medicine woman, and a transformational guide to help women. And I'm sure she works with sacred brothers as well, with her husband, Peter, who want to step into their sacred destiny and live authentically in that divine essence quality. So Kori comes from an ancient healing tradition in the Incan lineage. In her work as priestess, she continues sharing these spiritual practices and teachings as part of an ancestral legacy that she embodies. She midwives the rebirth of women around the world into a life of purpose and assists priestesses, medicine women, and creatives to step into their highest level of leadership through high ceremony, based in her traditional Incan and Amazonian medicine in sacred retreats in Cusco, Peru, where she is close to anyway, and also online in sacred programs such as this. So Kori, welcome. Thank you. Please come on and welcome everyone. Say hello and if you'd open sacred space for us.
Yes, gladly. Hello, everyone, sisters. Thank you for joining us today. It's such a joy to have you be with us. And I'm feeling already that this is going to be a wonderful, powerful ceremony. The heart is there. The soul is leading the way. We're going to start with a prayer to tune into the high frequency of the soul. We're going within. And we can place our hands on our chest. To do that, and take a deep breath. Divine Spirit of love and light, beloved teachers and guides, spirits of our ancestors, grandmothers, grandfathers who have walked on this earth before us, may you support today's prayers for humanity. May you find your way through us to be medicine for humanity, for the people, our brothers and sisters of this earth, especially the ones that are most needed of our support. May the work that we're doing today as a collective be absolutely powerful and have a great impact on the earth. Thank you for your blessings, for your love, for your support, for doing this with us. Thank you all, thank you all, thank you all. And so it is, and so it is, and so it is.
Thank you, Corey. And so it is. And so we open this sacred space and the opportunity to join our energies together to support the new earth, our ascension, the timeline of optimal healing, awakening, and thriving for planet Earth and all of her living beings upon her. So the first part of this call will be some sharing that I'm going to do, some talking and teasing out some principles and points and concepts. And then we are going to go into a guided meditation / journey to really focalize our energies on creating what it is we intend. So you can receive this, close your eyes, or you can watch. It doesn't matter. I'm going to be sharing a few things. And the first of those is a word about timelines for anyone who may be unfamiliar with that concept, or as I was for a long time, like, yeah, I think I know what that means, but I'm not really sure. So I'm just going to clarify at least how I use this term, which so the term timelines and dissolving dystopian timelines used in this context really refers to potential futures. So if we think about, just to illustrate this at a bit of a granular level, every choice we make, certainly every significant choice, if not smaller choices, but important choices we make at the very least, offer us a timeline trajectory. And we could think about this in terms of, what if I had married that person, and what if I hadn't married them? Those are big timeline splitting points, right? Those are big trajectory changes, but there are even smaller ones than that. So that's the idea here, is potential futures, that in any now moment where we stand and presence ourselves in time and space, there are infinite potential timelines individually and collectively. So whenever we see rolling out in the mainstream mockingbird media an inevitability, we know right away that that's an effort to control consciousness, because there's infinite possibilities, and it depends on what we believe and what we collectively energize. So let us remember that we are the ones creating the future based on our attention, our energies, and the decisions we make. So that idea of, if I had married this person or not, that's a decision, right? That decision was made based on beliefs and energies and attention. So in the greater scope of things here on Earth right now, there are those who benefit from us being unconscious, those who have a specific timeline that they would like to see humanity go on. To say it's dystopian would be polite. And the thing is, they're a very small number and we are a very large number. So the effort has to be to get us to co-create that through a belief in its inevitability, or through decisions made, short-term decisions made in fear. Hence the fear, hence the trauma, hence the drama that's going on all over the planet, and at an accelerated rate. So as we begin to develop our certainty of our sovereignty and the power of our minds to create the timeline we want, those dystopian timelines lose power anyway. And as we move along, certainly since 2020, but for many years before, more and more people are getting on board with, hey, there's something rotten in Denmark. Something stinks here, and I'm not buying it anymore. I'm not obeying and I'm not going to submit to false authority or specious claims. So that's what's happening. And the temptation in that is to remain in the battlefield, to remain in the looking and watching and wringing hands and getting angry and fighting. And it's my sense that there are some who are here on this planet to do that. The whistleblowers, the truth tellers, the clarion callers. And there are those of us who are called to bring in the high frequency, and through our power of intention, attention, will, and mental discipline, to literally dissolve all those other silly ones that aren't going to work anyway in the long term, so that we can create a smooth transition to New Earth, which is inevitable. So I hope I'm making sense. If I'm making sense or not, go ahead and put it in the chat. I'll have a look there in a moment. Let me just see here. Yeah. Those who have the power to steer the future only have that power through our collective intent. So we actually have the power. But when we're in fear and we abnegate our authority or outsource our authority to others who seem to be smarter and more knowledgeable, then we abnegate that power, that capacity to do that. So we are here to reclaim our power. We, the starseeds, light workers, the priestesses, we are here to remember how it may have been to be in a temple, collectively focalizing our intention to literally manifest. Whether it was Atlantis, Lemuria, or Egypt, or other times and places, or other planets, or other dimensions, we are calling back our multidimensional light skills, our remembrance of our Christ consciousness, of our love, of our capacity to control our mind rather than let it be run by the monkey mind of the ego. In order to, we came here for this, in order to do this. So those who benefit from our conscious enslavement have many tools at their disposal, let's face it, to influence and quite literally program the collective with the future they wish to bring about. And they do this because they know the power we have to create with our attention and our emotions. This is part of what's been kept from us. The disclosure that's coming isn't about ETs. I mean, maybe that's part of it. You know, the disclosure is about who we really are as children of the divine, who we are as powerful angelic beings, simply asleep in the dream. When we wake up, all of that other stuff just dissolves like so much dust. So either way, we have the power. So, you know, either way, the dystopic timelines come about, it's because we have, as a collective, not us here, we know where we're focusing our energy, but the collective has dedicated too much of their energy, frequency, and attention on the fear and the programming and the belief system there. But we don't have to choose this. And one person holding the frequency of love and above, of the high frequency love, attuned vertically to God, not horizontally to the playground of the crazy that's going on, but attuned vertically, has more power than thousands and probably 10,000s of those who are still in that other state of consciousness, our sisters and brothers who are in that deeply steep still in the programming. So by consciously choosing to withdraw our attention, pull it back, withdraw the tentacles of our awareness and our energy from fear porn, from disaster entertainment, like all the disaster movies that are programming anyway, and the utterly fake Mockingbird mainstream news, and also the power of our belief in the systems that promote those dystopian timelines. In other words, we're withdrawing our attention, but we're also withdrawing our belief that they have that much power that they could pull off dystopia. When we do that, we take the essential first step. And being highly intentional with our attention to these things is what is really important. So, I don't know about all of you, but I know for me, I have a very strong mind that likes to think a lot. And it's like, it's a gift because I get to put things together and channel and do things like this and articulate well. But it's also a challenge because this mind will go all over the place. And for me, it is a discipline. I'm starting to understand why I was a martial artist for years. It's a harder than that training was, because it's the mind that sneakily wanders off. So this consciously focalizing our attention on what we want to see instead of dystopia takes discipline. For some of us more than others. I admit I'm one who requires a fair bit of discipline, because I can, when I'm in my day-to-day conscious life, I can look at things and not necessarily feel how intensely low that frequency is. So it's about consciously focalizing our attention on what we want to see instead of the dystopia. So bringing our awareness to peace, love, creativity, honesty, as we replace the dystopian potentials with the conscious co-creative vision that is birthed in love. So that high intentionality, one of the sort of invitations I have, I thought I wrote it here. Yeah, okay, it's down there. I'll talk about it in a moment. So let's just pause. I've already kind of fire hosed you all a little bit. I want to check the comments, see if anyone's got any questions. Welcome to those of you coming in. Welcome, Fran, Cynthia, Ilana, IMAC, Sandra, there you are. Selena, welcome. Helen. Okay, so no major questions. Might you tracking with me so far? Okay. All right. So let me get my notes back up here. So much poured through me as I prepared this. Okay. We want to replace the dystopian potentials with the conscious co-creative vision birthed in love. Love. And so we are called to unwavering love and unwavering courage, because there is still a call for some of us, not necessarily everyone, to gaze upon and to witness some of the shenanigans going on, the fearful anti-love energies, which only seem to be gaining ground on Earth right now. So it's not really about sticking our head in the sand and going, la, 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 I don't see it, it's not for me. There is a warrior energy invited here, a warrior priestess energy, a warrior priest energy that calls us to stand in a level of sovereign strength that is so connected with our higher guidance, that is so connected with our love and our courage, that we gaze fearlessly upon the revelation of what has been hidden in the shadows for many, 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 many years. To do it with love and to do it with non-compliance. That was the word I was looking for before, non-compliance. And then to see, to witness and say, yes, look at what's being revealed. Ah, the curtain is being pulled by the great and behind, pulled back on the great and powerful Oz, and he's just a little man who's got some cool technology. Now, I don't mean to diminish, because we know there is great suffering on this planet because of those little men, mostly some women and little men behind the curtain. But this revelation that's happening, and the souls who have been willing to go through whatever difficulty they have in order to support that revelation, is so that the collective can wake up and choose again, to choose a higher timeline, to choose the timeline of 5D ascension, if you want to call it that, of collective harmonious living on Earth, instead of the ridiculous amount of foot shooting, shooting ourselves in the foot, destroying, shitting in our cave, destroying our very planet. Those times are almost over. So we have to stand in the courage and the love of knowing that, to witness and see to whatever capacity we're called to, and then to choose and say, right, that's what we're seeing. And I know the timeline I'm choosing is over here. And it's the timeline where we become so telepathic that there's no way people can be lied to. The timeline when we have become so conscious of raising children that we don't have a bunch of traumatized, confused, disconnected from source and self children growing up to rule the planet at like third graders. I'm choosing the vision where we are in communion with Earth, where the technologies and the genius is used to heal the Earth, to support our interdependence with Earth and with each other. So we can choose that. And that ability to courageously, like a warrior, a true warrior of love, a spiritual warrior, to look upon what's going on, to say, right, I see it. I'm not fooled anymore by the smooth talkers on the TV, in houses and positions of power, whatever. I see it. I know what's really going on. That is another kind of power for dissolving. It's like, vampires, right? What's the myth of vampires? And these beings are extremely parasitic, like a vampire. What happens to the vampire? They got to sleep in the day because the sun will melt them or whatever. Those archetypes are actually resonant with us because there's some seed of truth in there. So our witness, and then our conscious choice, and our discipline, commitment to choose again, to choose the timelines we want, we have tremendous power here. And that's why we're here today. Let us remember that the shadow of our collective is being revealed. And for many of us, we may be also walking through personal challenges as our personal shadows are being revealed, inviting us to bring love to that and to heal at a very deep level so that we have even more courage, more power, more love. Hiding our heads in the sand does not serve us personally or collectively, nor does feeding the shadow rising with our fear. So it's not about being fearful. It's not about, no, it's I do not comply, does not apply to me. I see what's going on here. I will not accept this. I will not be in fear, for I know that I am aligned with my eternal divine self. So instead, this is our opportunity right now, is our opportunity to shine light upon everything from a place of love. So this is an invitation for us to regularly focalize. And this is my invitation to you and my invitation to myself. What am I going to do in addition to the time I spend with A Course in Miracles every day, with prayer devotion, being in my temple, the work that I do? What else can I do to regularly focalize my own highlight vision of the future with unwavering love and courage of the timeline I intend to walk? So, this is an invitation for all of us. What am I willing to dedicate? Am I willing to dedicate 5 minutes a day to visioning children playing in safety, to visioning technology all being used to create sustainable futures, to visioning, wow, we have become telepathic, so there's no more lying or scheming or dishonesty about our frequency, to visioning a world where people don't live in scarcity anymore, so there's not that selfish, short-term fight, flight, freeze, fawn behavior that's so dysfunctional. These are the kinds of things, and I'm sure you have your own examples, that we can feed with our love and our vision. So that's my invitation for you to reflect on. Maybe you already know. If you do, you can pop it in the chat. But it's a question to walk away from this ceremony, this gathering with, these prayers with. What am I willing and able to do to dedicate to New Earth with my power of attention and intention? Okay, so that is what we'll be doing today in support of all life, and specifically today in support of our sisters and brothers of Earth who reside in zones of war and disaster. So I want to take a moment here. I want to look at my notes here and just make sure that I don't want to repeat myself. Okay. So, yeah. I want to take a moment to address, I'm not looking at my notes now, to address what's been going on in Hawaii, in Maui, and that has been going on in Canada, and that has been going on in many places in the world. And again, this is an invitation for us to gaze with our loving hearts. That there is a story we're being told to promulgate a narrative of this will go on YouTube, so I have to be careful what I'm saying, of changes in the atmosphere and the climactic, which are making things so hot, and that we have to therefore abnegate our freedom, give up our sovereignty, and live in tiny, in 15-minute areas that and have everything we do monitored. And yet we are seeing, for example, I think Hawaii being the most obvious, it only takes just a little scratch on the surface to see that this is nothing about wild fires and natural occurrences. Is it even likely that Mother Earth would be destroying? How interesting. They almost always seem to be indigenous holy lands that are being suddenly, destroyed by Mother Earth because of that warming of the planet idea. So this is a narrative. There's a bigger agenda behind it. If I'm giving you information that's shocking or new, I'm sorry to burst the bubble, but this is why I'm saying I feel like we need to see what's really going on here. And nowhere has this been more obvious, and has there been more evidence than with what's going on in Maui. So many people, mostly poor people, and many times indigenous peoples in Canada as well, I can't speak to the other areas of the world, are the ones who are losing their homes and their livelihoods. And this is part of what our prayers can be dedicated to support them. Because once that kind of thing happens to someone, they are highly unresourced. And while communities come together, those of us who are not in such situations are in a powerful position to extend and lend our love, our support, and our visioning. Because after all, we really are all one. We really are all one. And so let us leverage our own light, our own energies in service in these times for this. So I wanted to address that first. Now I would like to, I'm going to check again, see if anyone has any questions. Nope, nothing's come in. So what we're going to do now, first, I want to thank you for receiving this. Just thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for receiving this and for being willing to hold this space. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go into this meditation guided journey to dissolve dystopian timelines. So the first thing we're going to do is, you can close your eyes or keep them open as you like, but place your hands on your heart, or in whatever way works for you, to tune into the divine love energies. And we're going to use the breath. So we're going to take a deep breath in and breathe out. And breathe in and breathe out. Beginning to attune your energy and attention to your heart center, to the central chakra, the place of love unconditional. Breathing in and breathing out. And as you continue to breathe in and out of the heart space, allow your energy field to receive this love. So you're literally saturating first your physical body, every cell, with the love frequency with each breath. And then expanding further each breath into the interpenetrating layers of your energy body. Good. Just let every breath expand that love light within you, centering from the heart and expanding outward. And if it works for you to see the toroidal field in which you are surrounded, you can do that, or a golden egg of light, or some other color that works for you. Just allow your light and your love to expand now, so that you feel the pulsating strength of the power of love that you are, beneath, beyond, above, and around your avatar person in this incarnation. Attune now and relate now to that eternal light that you are. Surrendering the identity with the body for a little spell here to remember the expansiveness you are. Good, good. Now, before we go into the timeline piece of this, I'm putting a call out, an invitation for us each in our way to send the peoples being directly impacted by the fires and any other disasters in this world some of that love now. You may see it as a ray beaming out from your heart space. You may send light, orbs of light to surround and protect those. However you see it, just take a moment now in this powerful space attuned with your eternal love light to extend this loving presence to our sisters and brothers in need now. And as you extend and breathe, just take note of any impressions that arise for you, allowing yourself to receive that which you give. For all that we give, we receive, good, bad, and neutral. When we give love, we receive love. And so allow the breath to be that dance of extending love and receiving love, extending blessings, receiving blessings, extending your prayers of care, support, and vision, and receiving those in turn. And taking another moment now to just give, gift, share, extend as feels right for you. And now let us apply this unwavering love in order to literally dissolve the unloving timelines which do not serve life and cannot abide on an ascending planet. And so I'm going to guide us through a visualization now to do this. So bring your awareness back to within your own body, mind, vehicle consciousness. You can be outside of your body, mind, vehicle, but with yourself, body, mind, spirit. You're in the space where you are located physically. And in your mind's eye, I want to invite you now to imagine from your left shoulder spreading out, fanning out all across in front of you to your right shoulder, an infinite number of timelines. And just let them span out before you. And as you witness these timelines, notice how they present for you. That's information for you. They may all be even. They may have different colors. Some may be bigger than others. Some may be very small. Some may be short. Some may stretch into infinity. Just notice without judgment or analysis, just being aware right now. And in your heart of hearts, you know that humanity is inevitably intending on a timeline that is one of ascension. And that timeline, while there are many infinite possibilities for individuals along that line, there is one core timeline that we are choosing as a collective to best support the inevitability of a 5D Earth. And so, trusting your own guidance now, find that timeline. See where it is in your mind's eye, sense it, whatever your capacity is. Trust what comes. There's no need to question your decision. Trust what comes. There's one timeline. And this is the timeline that offers the smoothest, most loving, least troublesome path into New Earth. It's your personal timeline, and it's part of the collective timeline. And as you stand before that timeline now, knowing that this is a timeline of loving high frequency that supports life, is aligned with love, you can begin to pour some of that beautiful energy you just were sharing with our sisters and brothers of Earth, send it down the timeline. Literally extend your energy, your loving energy down that timeline. And just become aware of what happens. Maybe it gets more light, or it gets bigger, or it becomes populated with beautiful plants and people. Maybe you start to see manifestations of a loving earth, dreams that you held dear, now unfolding with grace and ease. Feeding that timeline with your love, your attention, and your intention now. And notice how that makes you feel inside. And what we're doing right now is we are strengthening our cord connection, our energetic connection with the timeline we wish to walk. It may be different for each of us, and yet in the unified field, this is the timeline of love, of highest potential, of most grace-filled path from where we are to where we are going as a planetary ascending family. And so when you feel the strength that you have really cultivated strength with this timeline through the light connecting your heart, your eternal heart, with this pathway, and you begin to see and feel, sense, and know the potentials manifesting even now, being put, as Abraham Hicks would say, in your vortex. As you feel that strength and trust it, that you can count on this, it's a done deal. This is your timeline that you will walk. Only then, when you feel that strength, you can begin to, with your peripheral vision, become aware of all those other possibilities. And in the awareness, primarily focused on that direct timeline you are about to step into. But from the periphery, begin to notice the way all those other timelines are dissolving now. Knowing and trusting this harms none, we are doing the work of co-creating a future reality that is in service to all. The dystopic timelines need not be our path, and we know that's true because we are choosing the path most aligned with our soul, with our collective intention to its ascend. And so we can allow all those other potentialities to simply dissolve, to return to light, to return to Creator Source as we strengthen and forge our path ahead. And so take a few moments now to breathe and connect and continue to be strengthen this heart connection with the timeline of our collective intent. We don't have to worry about the details. Yours is yours, but it's the loving intention. It's the ascension intention. Until all that remains is that timeline and all the other ones have dissolved. Honoring the highest good of all, harming none, unifying the field into the highest possible timeline. And if there's any residual bits of the other timelines, the dystopic ones or those of a lower frequency, just take a moment now to allow them to dissolve fully. And if you need to, for example, take an eraser, a giant eraser, and erase them, or to sweep them up and throw them in the garbage or offer them up to spirit or to the earth, you can do that now. Let your creative imagination support your will and intention to choose the highest timeline now. Good, good. And now, as those other potential timelines have completely dissolved, and you stand in the grace of your own sovereignty, your own divine light, feeling the love of Creator at your back and really all around you and within you. Gazing upon this beautiful timeline of your future, of our humanity's collective future here on Earth. Allowing your subconscious mind to unfold more and more of the beauty that you are creating with your attention and intention. Take your first step onto that timeline now. And notice how that feels. And trust and know that as your journey continues, step by step, breath by breath, day by day, you are literally co-creating the new earth and receiving the blessings that have always been waiting for you. So taking a moment now to breathe into the heart, placing your hands on your heart, invigorating your breath so that you are bringing all of your energy back to the body-mind vehicle, to the present moment, to the room where you reside. Strengthening the breath, invigorating the body. You can roll the shoulders, wiggle your fingers and toes, Maybe roll the pelvis a little or move your legs and arms, coming back into the body. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes, fully awake, fully alert, present here with us now. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So I would like to ask Koryanka to come on now and offer a blessing to seal these energies and to support us here as we walk our highest timeline.
With so much love, now that we have stepped into the higher timeline, may we be fierce at protecting and taking ourselves into that path, and taking with us our brothers and sisters of the earth. We can do this as a collective. Hold in your heart that beautiful vision, that knowing that it's coming, that all of the things you have seen with the eye of the mind and with your heart are already coming, they're happening. And so we ask from our spirit guides and the divine great creator, creatrix, blessings for us to be the co-creators of that beautiful timeline that we know is for us to receive, for all of us, for humanity to receive. And so it is.
And so it is, and so it is, and so it is. Blessed be. Thank you so much, Corey. Thank you. Oh, okay. So we have a few comments in the chat. I wanted to, or it looks like just one, I'll share. And then I wanted to talk about our next prayers, which is a bit of a special event. So, and other chat bits may come in, so we'll just read them. So Cindy, maybe that's how you say it, or Cindy, in Cape Town, South Africa, Amazon is busy destroying sacred land and rivers of the Khoisan peoples to build a huge warehouse. Oh. Wow. Well, this is interesting. Thank you for sharing that, Cindy. I know I have stopped using Amazon almost entirely, but every once in a while, if it's like hard to find it somewhere else, I'll get something. So this even motivates me even more. I've found so many alternative resources for those kinds of things. Thank you for sharing that. Ilana says, thank you so much. Just beautiful. Cindy says, Khoi, is that how you say that? Khoisan people? Okay, thanks. Whew. Okay. Wow. Well, this feels really, really powerful for me. And I feel like where two or more are gathered in my name, our co-creative power is, I think we're going to look back on this time, either living in this incarnation or when we pass from this realm and look back, and we're going to go, wow, we were really powerful by our love. I truly believe that. So that's that is a great segue into announcing next month's prayers for humanity. So there's going to be a bit of a big gap here since we're only at September 1st, but our next prayers for humanity will be on Saturday. This is different for us, October 21st. And this is 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 noon Eastern. And of course, we'll send out emails for it. And what this is we're going to do this in conjunction with this 7th annual Thousand Goddess Gathering. And I don't know if any of you know about that, but I'm going to tell you just a little bit about this. But in a nutshell, we are going to be part of, our prayers for humanity will be one part of an entire global coherence movement to raise the frequency of Earth and humanity. So it is at that specific time and that specific date for that specific reason, because all over the world, in person and online, people will be hosting ceremonies to raise this energy. So I want to just tell you a couple things about this. I realize we're almost at the top of the hour, but this is my chance to share my excitement about this. So there was a Tibetan prophecy that said, when 1,000 goddesses or taras, when 1,000 taras, those are the bodhisattvas, the feminine bodhisattva of compassion, gather together, the divine feminine will rebirth through their combined energies, and the tone of the planet will shift from fear to compassion. So this is what this annual event is about. And this year, all of the ceremonies, including ours, will be working with Spider Grandmother in order to help strongly weave the web of all of these ceremonies all around the world, to anchor them into the heart of Mother Gaia, to support this ascension, to support this birth of new earth. One other thing that's very exciting I wanted to share with you about this, for any of you who are aware of the work of the Heart Math Institute, they have actually developed technology to measure heart coherence. And they do it with individuals, and they do it with the earth. And they are partnering this year with the 1,000 Goddess Gathering. And this is not just for women, it's for women and men. The Heart Math Institute is partnering with this global event to literally measure the planetary frequency and coherence which occurs from our collective loving focus. So that will be exciting to find out about that on the back end of our ceremony and our prayers. So I do hope you will join us for that. You are very likely to get both emails from me about the 1,000 goddesses specifically, but they all will become, the prayers for humanity. So did we have any other comments here? Let's see. Oh yeah, some more came in. Well, I want to scroll back and see. Oh, a lot came in. Okay. So Ilana sent prayers and hearts. Fran says the elites have been buying up land in Maui, and it's all so obvious. It so is, right? That was a great visualization, loving the positive timeline. Thank you. Yes. And you know what I've decided to start calling these? I mean, you could say I'm judgmental or not that loving or whatever. I'm just calling that whole, whoever they are, the cabal, the elites, the rulers, all that stuff. I'm just calling them the parasites. God bless them. They're children of the one too, but they are behaving like a parasitic force. And I no longer wish to refer to them as in any way controlling or elite. They're parasites on our energy. They will have to do their own soul journey. They are having a dream of separation too, but they're way low on that separation scale, and they're trying to parasite off of those of us who are just trying to live our lives. So that's what I just want to share that with you. So when you hear me refer to parasites, you know who I'm talking about. Lauren says, I needed that higher timeline. Thank you. I felt a shift within because I was emotional coming in, and now I am better. Great. Yeah. This quickening of the timelines is creating great challenges, because we are called to face our shadows, because the parasitic forces definitely would love nothing better than to take out the light workers first and foremost. To keep the masses who are asleep, in their hypnagogic state is easy. They got the machines in place for that. So our job is to continue. This is why coming together is so priceless, right? Because when one of us is down, the other one lifts up. It's like we're in a relay race. You're running, you're tired. I'm like, I got to pass the baton on for a while. I'm pooped, and then we rest, and then we get someone else takes the baton and, goes for it. So Cindy says, so much gratitude to you, Dawn, Corey, and everyone for the sacred gathering. I cried through most of the visualization, still processing. You are most welcome, and thank you for being here, of course. Annette says, thank you. Cindy brings up, Corey says, thank you as well. Cindy brings up Greg Braden. Mary says, like our hands coming together in prayer, I have the vision of our positive timeline at 12 noon on the clock, the moment of truth, as we align with the divine in the present moment. Blessed be. Yes, indeed. And then Jansen says, thank you very much. Have a nice weekend. Ilana says, much gratitude for what you are doing, Dawn and Koryanka. Blessings to all. Leela says, this was exquisite. Thank you. And indeed, it's on its way. Joyce said, agreed, parasites. Leela says, on its way. Jeanette says, oh, we're bouncing. We're getting so many comments now. Jeanette said, that October 21st gathering feels like an amazing, powerful event. Wow, my body weeps in joy. Blessed be, blessed be. And Alia says, blessed be. Katie says, thank you. Lori says, aho. And I see Janet over there typing. Janet, would you like to come on? Your voice would be on, but your picture would not be on camera. So because Corey and I are pinned, so you won't be seen by the recording. You want to? There you go.
What to speak? Yeah. Oh, well, I was just saying, Dawn, that thank you for bringing us all together to help raise our vibrations. You know, it was beautiful.
Oh, she got muted again. Stephen, would you unmute her? Yeah, there we go. It was very, go ahead. What was the last thing you said? You said thank you, and then it was very.
Oh, I see. I said, thank you for bringing us all together to help raise our vibrations. What else I put? You know, because it was beautiful for everybody to come together from, across all the world, and from the sort of what we do, the love and all that is going out to these people that are, where they're suffering. I think it's brilliant. I find in myself, when I was doing that, I just found, I just can't explain it. I felt so,
I've got to say, personally, for the first, we've done a few of these, but right from the beginning, I was sitting and my fingers have been tingling all the way through.
Beautiful.
sort of,
Thank you. Well, I want to say, oh, go ahead.
I was like, it's just beautiful.
Thank you. And I really want to thank the two of you because you come on every month. I see you there. And so that's why when I saw you struggling to type, I just said, well, I would love to just hear from you. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So thank you, everybody.
Yeah. So I'll read a few more comments and then we'll wrap up for today. Amanda says, perfect timing after the super full blue moon this week. Yeah. Marion says, thank you. This was so beautiful. I'm so happy to visualize my timeline, a golden road with flowers, sunshine, and delicious juice bars. Love and blessings to all. Oh, that's a great visual. Thank you. Dinah says, infinite blessings, divine grace and love. Katie says, bye, everyone. Heather says, thank you. And Stephen and Janet say, thank you for bringing us all together, helping to raise our vibration. It was beautiful. Much love. Okay, my dear ones, thank you all. We could not do this without you. I feel so uplifted and so grateful for our work, our collective work. And I look forward to joining with you all on for the Thousand Goddess Gathering, which, by the way, it's going to be the day before Koryanka's birthday. So we'll have an extra celebration in our particular gathering. And sending you much, much love for a blessed month and a half, about 6 weeks or 7 weeks. And of course, you'll receive email, newsletters and stuff in between, and maybe there'll be some other things I'm doing, but love you all lots. Thank you for your grace, your love, and we'll see you again. Mwah. Bye for now. Love you. Thank you.